It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Rhys Wicks with 2NRFM Hunter News. State Opposition Leader Luke Foley is in the Hunter this afternoon as he prepares to officially launch Country Labor's state election campaign. Foley is about to unveil several announcements set to benefit the region, including a $23 million fund for roads package for Singleton, Gloucester, Dungog and Muswellbrook, which will also include an upgrade to the Pacific Highway. An announcement for education is also expected. Tiffany Genders reports.
The other Hunter has been held by the country turned national since 1932, but veteran MP George Souris is retiring on March 28 after almost 3 decades on Macquarie Street. Labor is hoping to capitalise on his departure, choosing the town of Singleton to launch its regional campaign. It's one of several electorates in the area the party is vying for, including Maitland and Port Stephens, which has been vacated by Liberal MP Craig Bowman, who was caught up in the developer donation scandal.
Criticism has arisen over the state government's rushed efforts to open new crossing over the Newcastle rail corridor after rail services were closed late last year. Police are among the concerned parties who say that school students are at risk of getting struck by cars. It has been suggested the crossing will be closed until improvements are made. Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe says if elected, Labor has a plan to fix rail crossings in Newcastle.
Our plan is to put in 6 pedestrian crossings. We'd get rid of the overpasses and we'd put in a safe and secure system whereby people can cross the rail safely. And we'd also have a world-class transport system.
The National Parks and Wildlife Service will today conduct a 10-hectare hazard reduction burn in Glenrock State Conservation Area today. The burn, which will reduce fuel loads in the area, will take place in the southern end of Glenrock. Work began at 10 a.m. this morning and is expected to continue on into the evening. The Rose Group has doused Labor's fire, stating home buyers at Catherine Hill Bay will not have to pay connection levies for the national broadband network as part of the federal government's new homes tax. The tax would require new home buyers to pay a $900 connection fee for the NBN. However, Rose Group insists Beach's Catherine Hill Bay won't have to pay a cent of the new tax, due to a deal being struck before the tax was introduced. Managing Director Brian Rose says when complete, the area will boast many facilities for residents.
There's significant parking areas for extra access to the beaches and also a number of parks that will go in with barbecue facilities.
Volunteers from the Landcare Group in Lake Macquarie will have a tougher time going about their business, having been faced with a ban on herbicides by Council. Occupational health and safety concerns were raised by Lake Macquarie Council following the use of herbicides by several volunteer groups. Councillor Ken Paxanos says he's concerned volunteer numbers may drop off.
Certainly I can't see volunteers increasing if they know that they're basically being sent back to medieval times when they go to the bush with a pickaxe and that's the only tool they're allowed to use to try and get rid of the lantana and other noxious weeds that are spreading through the natural environment around the lake.
Newcastle Ocean bars will be empty this afternoon due to a blue ring octopus washing into the bars. A site inspection will take place whilst the bars are emptied to ensure the octopus has left. Members and guests of Maitland Park Bowling Club will soon be privy to a new access ramp, courtesy of the state government. The $15,000 upgrade will come from the government's discretionary funding bucket and is intended to provide easier access to the centre. State Councillor Clubs New South Wales John Chin says the ramp will bring a number of benefits to the community.
The provision of this ramp would allow them to have people who otherwise might not have been able to get into the club, being able to do so in the future, and that might help to provide more sort of customers, extra income and so on and so forth. So it all augurs well for them, I think.
In finance, the All Ords is down 28.6 points at 57.65, and $1 Australian is buying 76.36 US cents. Now a sport, Belinda Delaterrace.
Former Newcastle Knights prop Danny Wicks could be set to make his NRL comeback as soon as this weekend. The 29-year-old's been named on the bench for Parramatta's match against the Bulldogs. Wicks quit the Knights in 2009 after a stint in prison for drug offences. An appearance in yellow and blue on Saturday could see him face the Knights on April 19. It's been confirmed the Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union representative side will be headed by last season's captain, Bar Taylor Lever. The team's hoping to reclaim its Caldwell Cup title in Illawarra this May. And redhead Ironman Isaac Costello will face best mate and former rival James McMullen's brother Justin at this weekend's State Surf Lifesaving Championships on the Central Coast. That's sport. I'm Belinda de las Heras.
2 on your FM news time is 1:05.